Morning all, Monday the 14th of July. I know I haven't spoken to you for a while, have I? Seems really weird. But we're on the train, on the way to work, and do you know what was... When I arrive at the station, I don't cycle far, to be honest, to get to the station, but when I get here, it's almost like I've been crying on the way, because the wind gets into my eyes, and by the time I get here I've got watery eyes, and I often wonder, and I really do, whether when I arrive and people see me with tears running down my face, whether they think I've had a really bad start to the day, you know. But no, it's just the first early morning slightly chilled air hitting my more than delicate eyeballs. So morning Katie. Yeah, that's what makes my eyes water first thing in the morning when I'm on the way to the train. I know it's a bit weird, and I don't know why it happens, but what can you do about it? Personally, I don't know. Not a lot. So at the moment, it's a fairly nice, bright morning. There are some clouds, but at least it's not raining. If it's not cold, it's really quite pleasant. We're off shortly, normally about 16 minutes past, but we have to take off. Again, doing what I do, I've got no idea what to expect of today, but you're going to be with me, and hopefully it's not going to be too boring.
To finish the show today, so thank you very much for listening. It's been lovely being back after my 2-week break getting married. It's been very, very nice. Had a good time.
What's it like right now?
I left my apartment following a few blasts which hit just so close by to my flat.
There's always a chance that one is going to hit you. Every time you go out on the street, you have to consider, do I need to go out? Newsbeat.
Plus,
I don't have...
Mortuary as the bodies of 2 more children were brought in. It's not as though all the rockets are being fired one way, though. Hamas filmed these as they were launched towards an Israeli military base, but not a single Israeli has been killed by one of Hamas's rockets in the last week. Israel is protected by a sophisticated defense system called the Iron Dome. Most people in Israel support the current action by their Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
I really think that it's about time we take down Hamas, and Bibi Netanyahu is doing the right move by getting in there.
But there's not so much support for ground troops to enter Gaza. This most recent fighting all follows the deaths of 3 Israeli teenagers last month. They were shot dead while hitchhiking. Israel says they were murdered by Hamas. The UN says 17,000 Palestinians in northern Gaza have asked to stay in its shelters. Letters have been dropped from the air warning of Israeli airstrikes. It's likely this violence will end in another ceasefire, but there's no sign of that yet, and there's certainly no sign of wider peace in the region.
so staying with this story, what's life actually like for Israelis and Palestinians at the moment? Mohammed lives in Gaza City. We got him online for a chat with Daniel, who's originally from London, but has lived in Israel for the last 4 years.
I was actually in London and I flew back to Israel just on the night when the first missile started hitting Tel Aviv, so our flight got delayed. I came back to a situation, just sirens and rockets and a lot of people scared and a lot of misunderstanding and confusion. I generally had a complete break in the land. I've left my apartment in the south in Beersheba because of the rockets, and I'm trying to kind of keep doing things and keep working in Tel Aviv and across the country the best I can.
I hope you'll stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Well, in Gaza, the situation is absolutely terrifying. There have been constant bombing and shelling all around the Gaza Strip. I live in Gaza City. I left my apartment following a few blasts which which hit just so close by to my flat, and I was forced to leave my flat because the glass, like the windows were shattered.
Smashed in.
Yeah, and I think it was really dangerous to stay.
Do you have any bomb shelters or any kind of place to go that would be
hide in a corner? I mean, unfortunately, we don't have any of these safety measures to.
Newsbeat's Dan Whitworth is here now. Dan, why is this a big deal?
Right, okay then, Tina, because Lady Butler Sloss basically was going to be the government's big name on this, the person who was going to get to the bottom of claims that back in the 80s away from the work of the inquiry in the long term.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
Newsbeat.
He's a double Brits Award winner who's also been Grammy nominated, and after the year he's had, you'd think Ed Sheeran could sit comfortably on top of most lists. You'd be wrong.
Numero uno.
He's only 23, you know.
Can we take it back to 2011?
On Friday, we reported on One Extra's Power List, which has since been criticised by the likes of Wiley after the station that champions new black music placed Ed Sheeran at number